Hello, welcome. How are
Hello.
you guys doing today?
We're good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so I'm fine, thank you. I want to make sure that you guys understand that this session is for you guys. I want you to feel comfortable and to know that you can be open with me and also each other and talk about whatever you feel. If you feel like you can't talk to one another, you can also talk to me so I can be the middle person and help you um, say what you're trying to say in this session. Okay, and also want to make sure that we have a clear understanding of the therapy process and the confidentiality, which means whatever is said in this room, it stays in this room between us three, and that won't change unless you say something that is of harm of you, of him, or of harm of anyone else. Um, so, what do you hope to accomplish in this session?
Better communications.
What do you mean by better communication?
Like if we do something or she does something, be better to communicate what we're doing.
Go in more depth. What do you mean by communicate with what you're doing?
Like if she doesn't like if one of us don't say what like where we are, what we doing, how do we did this?
Hmm. Okay. So, what do you hope to accomplish in this session?
He stopped. He stopped doing too much, and let me just do me.
What do you mean by doing too much?
He always snitching. He a snitch.
Okay. How do you feel about what she said?
Well, I do think it's the truth, but there are most times where I do have to do it.
Okay. So, you understand where she's coming from, correct?
Yes.
And how do you feel about what he said about the communication part? How do you feel?
I think it's BS, honestly,
Tell me why you think that.
because I communicate perfectly.
But do you communicate to him?
Yeah,
Do you feel like she communicates to you?
Nope.
Okay, so tell us what you mean. What do you mean by she's not
Yes.
communicating? Tell us how.
Oh, you was talking to
Yeah,
me?
tell
Oh,
us what she's doing wrong as far as communication.
well, like she goes to basketball games, and she never asks me to come with.
oh, please. I always ask you to come.
Well, there was only one time, but then there was like five other times.
Bro, no, I always tell you to go. You always stay in your room playing the game, so what am I supposed to do?
I ain't always playing
Okay,
games.
so where are you when she asks you to go? What
I'm
do you
at
say?
I'm at home, or I'm at my college.
Okay, so he said that you don't tell him, and you said you do. When do you tell him about these things?
I always tell him.
Do you tell him when you're about to leave?
Yes, he already know I'm about to. He be like, where you going? He see me get dressed. I said, going to a game. You wanna come? Nah, I'm good. I don't wanna go. You gonna be with your friends? I said, okay, but you gonna be with me? I only hang out with one
Hmm.
friend. And I always ask him to go. He don't wanna go because he's too lazy to get up. So what he tell me was a lie.
There's most times that I'm like really tired, and
So do you think sometimes she does tell you and you just don't want to go?
yeah.
Okay, so that's where the communication has to lie. You can say, I don't want to go this time, maybe I'll go next time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's very important that you guys communicate how you feel and what you feel and why you're feeling that way. So if you feel like she's not communicating with you, you need to kind of open up and say how you feel. If you feel like what he's saying isn't accurate, you need to tell him why, and both you kind of have to come to a common ground and meet each other's needs. Okay. So do you guys have any questions about the therapy process? About what may take place and things like that? Do you have any questions about the therapy
What do you
process?
mean?
Okay, so like what we're going through, like this is the first session, this is the initial session. We're kind of getting to know one another. We're kind of trying to understand the situation and what's taking place and how we can move forward, and as well as what your goals may be. Do you have any questions of how we may get through that process or what it may take, or if you would want to?
Mhm.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions or anything you want me to help you understand?
Trying to think of some.
Okay.
Does that be everything that we tell you?
Okay, so you mean like confidentiality? Like, okay, like I said, whatever goes on in this session stays between us three. Nobody else will know. That means you will trust me in knowing that I won't share your information with anyone else, no matter what's said. The only way I would share your information is if you talk about harming someone else, harming one another, harming me, or harming someone else. That's the only way I would have to take further action and let someone know, like authorities or my supervisor, know what's going on. Other than that, whatever is going on in this session will stay between us three. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Do you guys have any more questions?
What if you feel like you wanted to kill someone or like
Okay,
stab them?
so that's confidentiality. That means that I would have to let the proper authorities know, meaning someone higher up, the police or whatever actions may be necessary for me to take. Because if you're talking about harming someone else, then that means you're putting that person at risk and possibly yourself in danger. So if you talk about harming someone or yourself, I would have to let someone know and take further action. That's the only time that I would have to break, not break the trust, but kind of be open and tell someone else what's going on because I feel you may be at danger of you or someone else, and I don't want anyone to get hurt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you feel like killing me sometimes.
Why would you say something like that?
Nope, but I would never do anything like that.
Why would you? Why do you feel that way? Tell us why you feel that, or tell me, or tell
Because I be
him.
getting mad.
Okay, getting mad about what?
Everything.
Okay, tell me what everything is, or pinpoint one thing so we can discuss it.
Um, things. Some things I don't be doing on purpose. I be doing it on accident. And he knows how people. He knows how other people react.
Hmm.
And he goes and he tells them my business. And I don't like that.
Okay, how do you feel about what she said? She said you're telling other people her business and she doesn't like it. How do you feel about what she just said?
That's only our family. Like her family and my family, that's the only I'd be telling.
Okay, is that true? Is it just family? Or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but his family is not my family.
But he's saying, tell me if I'm right or wrong. He's saying that the information that he says is he's telling his family and he's telling your family, right?
Yes.
He's saying he doesn't tell any outside people y'all's business. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's necessary or that's not necessary?
It's not necessary.
Okay, so talk to him kind of and tell him why that's not necessary.
Because if you feel there's a problem, you just come leave. You don't gotta tell everybody else.
Okay, so she's saying that she wants you to come. That's where communication comes into play. She wants you to communicate with her what's going on rather than telling anyone else or going about telling anyone else. She rather you talk to her, and how about you guys come up with a solution together? Does that make sense? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's something that you guys could maybe do?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that she would have been told me.
Okay, so how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like y'all can move forward, or you? How do you? I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about that?
Well, if we keep moving forward,
If he stop being a snitch, then yeah, I'll move forward. But if he
How
keeps
about
being a snitch, I ain't moving nowhere.
how about we start with communication? You talk to her, she talks to you. Don't worry about telling anyone else. If you feel a certain way, talk to her about it. She'll talk to you about it. Kind of don't keep it held in and don't tell her and telling other people. Keep it between you two because it's y'all's two's business, right?
yeah.
And so communicate with her, she'll communicate with you, and then we'll move forward and see what other actions we can take and move forward. Okay. I also want to talk about kind of you guys past as far as your family and things like that. I want to talk about, do you guys have any siblings or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any, are you close to your siblings?
One of them is my big sister.
Okay. So do you guys want to say you're close to your family or not so much?
Mm, he's not really close to his family. I'm close to my family.
Okay. Why would you say he's not close to his family?
Cause he snitches on them too. So they don't like that either. So that's why they're not really as close with him. Cause he does things
Mm.
that's unnecessary.
I didn't like with my mom. Like when I had to
Him and
push.
his mom fight a lot. Him and his dad fight a lot.
Okay, that's what I was going to go in next. Your relationship with your parents. So she's kind of talking for you. I want to hear both of you side. How is your relationship with your parents?
Well, like I say, not so good.
Well, okay, let's talk about why it's not so good.
Cause it's like hard. My mom my mom beats on me, my dad beats on me, and I don't like it. And every time I try to tell them to stop.
Okay, so it sounds like you've had some issues in the past with your family members. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and help me understand, how does that necessarily make you feel?
terrible.
Okay, have you, what provokes those incidents? What provokes those incidents? Why do you feel those incidents happen? And how can it be stopped?
Well, I really don't know, but I wish it would have been stopped.
Cause
Okay,
like he was abused when he was younger, so
Yes,
okay. So do you feel like you're bringing that into your new relationship with other people and also today in the session right now?
yes, but I will stop doing it though.
that's
Okay,
why I feel like he's so angry. Cause he
because
was
of his
yeah,
past?
he was abused, yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel like you can move forward?
By not by not doing that the way I'm doing right now, snitching,
Let it go.
yeah. Or if I'm in pain for it, I can just
Mhm.
scream in the pillow. Or
So do you feel like you're kind of holding in your anger because of your past, and
yeah,
then you're also taking it out in the situation you're in now?
yes.
Okay, so how do you guys feel together that you can move forward?
Keep coming to you.
Okay, so you feel like counseling will help? I want to know, do you guys honestly feel better now that we're talking about it?
Yeah, cause it's
Yeah.
getting relieved off my chest.
Okay, so and you guys, tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. Feels like you guys are able to communicate a little bit more because when you first came in, you guys were kind of standoffish. You kind of were throwing jabs a little bit at each other, and you were kind of angry about the situation. But now it feels like you guys are a little bit more at ease. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me about how you feel like you're at ease.
I mean, cause before I didn't want to hear nothing he had to say, and he didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. So we just kept our distance
Okay.
until somebody was like, they, told us we needed to come to you,
Mhm.
and we both thought it was stupid. We didn't want to come here,
Mhm.
but it is for the better.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we talked a little bit about your social life because you said I know you play basketball and obviously you probably hang out with your teammates and stuff like that. How is you guys social life together and apart?
Well, I gotta say, pretty crappy at the moment, but
Why? Why do you feel that way?
well, for everything that we just said, it's
Okay.
been going through a lot,
Okay.
and I we will try to fix it.
How will you guys try to fix it? I want to hear from both of you.
Better
Pray.
communications.
I always pray.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, well, not last. I want to go into talking about the strengths that you guys have. What do you feel like the strengths are that you guys have? What strengths do you feel like you have?
I pray, and I really
Mm,
try not to let things get to me. I play with my little dog, little Junior.
okay. So, what strengths do you feel like you guys have together, though? What strengths it can be one, it could be two, it can be three.
We
A strength that you guys have.
we both play video games.
So, you guys do that together. When you play, you're able to get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a strength. That's good. You guys both recognize the strength and you guys both agreed on it.
Or or if somebody wants to fight him, they know I'm on go. And if somebody wants to fight me, he on go.
So you guys have each other's back.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. And it feels like you guys are, to me, it feels like you're more genuine about talking about one another instead of just talking about maybe the things that are negative.
Hmm.
Kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I want to talk about, let's see, I want to talk about you guys' health. How is your overall health?
I'm getting fat.
Why do you feel that way?
Oh, you're not fat. I
Because
am.
cause I was playing basketball, I got injured. I have not been hooping for like 2 months.
Hmm.
No, yeah, a month and a half, and I haven't exercised. It's because it's been so cold outside. I know it's not an excuse, but
Hmm.
I don't feel like going outside. It's too cold.
Yeah, we can't be like Rocky Balboa.
Do you guys feel like you're eating right or not so much or yes?
there's half
Um,
times.
mm,
There's half times I am eating
well, I
right,
got a
and half
question.
times I'm not. And oh wait, you got a question? You go on
Yeah.
ahead.
If we drink water, does
Hmm.
that help you lose weight? Even though if you eat kind of bad, kind of good, but you drink water overall, like a lot of water.
I would think you would have to balance out the water you consume and the food that you eat because you know you need food and you need water to survive. I feel like if you're eating healthy and you're drinking water, which is part of that healthy lifestyle,
You
I
feel
feel like,
good,
yes,
and
I feel like,
yeah.
exactly, you said it perfectly. I feel like you feel good about it, and I feel like that may make your relationship feel good because you feel good. You know what I mean? You're bringing something to the table and you're going to feel good about it. And also, not just one person eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, but both of you guys. Kind of maybe be beneficial if you guys motivate one another. Maybe one person sees the other eating right, maybe they'll want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or, say, hey, we want to have a good relationship, we want to have a better lifestyle. Let's do these things to create that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So how would you guys feel about finding a middle ground on eating better? Not just overall going health freak wise, just eating better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel that you can do as far as that?
Don't grab everything we see. Drink more water so it can make us more full.
Hmm.
And eat salad or vegetables. Oh wait, that is a vegetable.
I'm allergic to salad.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
but
never told me that.
Yeah, I'm allergic to salad.
Huh.
That's why I don't eat it.
okay, so you could also eat vegetables, fruits. You could eat things that maybe aren't fried, baked. You can
Yeah.
eat things that are baked or
Yeah.
broiled or anything like that. You can. There's a lot of things that you consume back on. A lot of people eat a lot of snacks. You don't
Oh.
have to eat that or limit your amount of snacks or eat healthy snacks. There's so many things you could do. And what I do, if I don't know something, I'll Google it. If I don't know what's in my food, I'll Google that food and see what's in it and see how, maybe I can live a better lifestyle, how I can be a better person.
Well, I gotta say, well, we won't become vegan though.
Okay. So, do you guys feel overall that these are things that you guys can work towards?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Last, before we leave, I also want to talk about spirituality, which is which is something that's kind of big. Is that something big in your relationship or not so big, or
Yes,
in your
it
life in
is.
general? Okay. Talk to Seems like you about to say something. I want you to
Yeah.
talk to me about your spirituality.
We are a big praying family. We are
Okay.
a big praying family. That's why I feel like that's the reason why we probably still here right now. Because if it wasn't for God,
Hmm.
you know. So
Okay. So, how do you feel about spirituality?
Same thing as she just said.
Okay, going depth. I want to hear. I know you agree, but I want to hear kind of how you feel and what you feel.
Like,
What do you feel about spirituality, and what does it mean to you? Like, do you have a relationship with God, and how do you feel about that? If you do or if you don't.
I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say.
So, do you have a relationship with God?
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel like it's a good relationship or not so good, or do you feel like it can improve?
It can improve.
Okay, how can it improve?
Like if I do better, if I don't scream that much.
pray more.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes into what I was about to ask you guys. Do you guys pray together or do you pray apart?
Apart. Sometimes it depends, 50-50.
Okay, do you guys feel like you pray a lot or you need to pray more?
We need to pray more. Just you never get too much of prayer.
Okay, so how do you feel that you guys could work towards that goal on praying more? What do you think you can do?
Instead of, watching TV and being on our phones. We could be on our phones and be like have like a little app, Bible app, and we
Hmm.
pray on that and read devotions and stuff.
Or watch our church service.
And
Hmm. Okay, so do you guys go to church?
oh yeah, we go to Abundant Life Christmas Center.
Okay, how often do you guys go to church?
Well,
We go a lot.
Well,
Okay,
Most of the
yeah.
times we go.
okay. So when you do go to church, how do you guys feel?
I feel spiritually inclined.
Okay, how do you feel when you go to church?
Spiritually.
Okay, so you guys both agreed on that, which is good. Spirituality is something that you guys just stated to me that is big in your life together and apart. So when you guys pray, how do you feel when you guys pray?
I feel much better.
Okay,
Like I
so
accomplished something.
good. Okay, how do you feel when you pray?
Like everything will be better. It'll be a good day. There won't be nothing bad happening.
Hmm. Okay, so what I take from this session is that you guys were able to come to a common ground and kind of see each other's view spiritually, seeing each other's view through through your lives and seeing it through each other's lives and how you guys can come together and be better as individuals and as a couple. And I feel like you guys worked very, very well together. And I feel like you have much more growth that you guys can achieve together because you accomplished so much today. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.